Hey, my dear students, hope you guys are all doing good. Hope you guys are all perfectly fine. I do wish and hope that you guys have started your preparation for the upcoming Jan 26 exam. And in this video, I'm going to address one of the most important concern which many students are facing or they have faced it in the past. So one of the most important concern which students often bring before me, and I have advised on this matter for many students personally, and when they speak with me, when they call me, when they text me, I addressed this issue for many students on a personal basis. But I thought, why not give the same guidance to each and everybody who are hesitating to reach me out? You might be hesitating to reach me out, so just I wanted to help all the students on one of the most important concern which many students are facing, be it CA inter student, be it CA final student, no matter wherever you are a part of the CA journey. Definitely at certain point of time as a part of your preparation, you all might have faced this one of the most common issue which I'm going to address it in this video. And that issue is, sir, I'm unable to remember the auditing subject despite of all the efforts I'm putting, but still I face a struggle where at the time of preparation I put a very honest effort. I read, I learn the things multiple times. So I felt that when the chapter gets completed, I will have a feeling that yes, I'm perfect with the chapter, sir. But when I come back and revisit the chapter, then the chapter might sound like a new chapter, sir. I will not be able to recollect the things, sir. So this is what one of the most important concern which many students are facing. So I thought, let me address this common concern for each and every one of you. So in this video, I'm going to explain how you can overcome this most common problem. What things you can do in order to overcome this trouble. And this might not just be a problem for only the subject of audit. This might be the problem for different subjects where theory is involved. Like this problem you will not face it when it comes to the subjects like problematic subjects like accounting, or at the CFN level FR, AFM, or even at the CA inter level financial management, costing. So in these kind of papers you might not face this trouble, but wherever theory is involved, like the subject of audit, strategic management at the CA inter level, and also this law paper, so in these subjects this problem is very common. We put all the effort, sir, but we are unable to recollect the things, sir, what we are supposed to do. So that's what the main agenda for this video, that's what I will be addressing it here. See, often I say, particularly I will talk from the perspective of audit here. The same thing you can apply for the other theory subjects as well. See, in many of my videos, I often say that in order to learn the audit in a proper manner, you need to focus on few fundamental things. You need to set a few things right. Like I often say that you need to have a very good conceptual clarity. You have to adopt to the language of the standards. You have to remember the keywords. This often I say in many of the videos I have already spoken about it. And even in the very recent past, I have uploaded CA inter and CA final full action plan for audit for Jan 26 attempt. So what should be your full action plan for the upcoming Jan 26 attempt? So I have uploaded videos for CA inter audit students as well, CA final students audit, CA final audit students as well. If you have not yet watched that videos, I will give that description of the videos. So I will add the link of that videos in the description below. You can kindly go and visit them and watch it once. But I'm not going to talk about all these things. I'm not going to talk about the conceptual clarity, remember adopting to the language of the standards, understanding the key terms. Okay, these are all very common things. Very often I have spoken about it. But today I want to talk something different which I never addressed. The thing which I'm going to talk about is revision. I'm going to talk about a revision, the method which you have to follow for revision, and I call it as smart revision. You have to do something called smart revision. So guys, we all are putting the efforts. See, since you are at the beginning of the preparation, since you might have started a week ago or 2 weeks ago for the upcoming Jan examination, so whatever suggestions I'm going to give you through this video, if you could adopt it now itself, by the end, that means by the time you come close to the examination, you will no longer face the auditing as a troubling subject. You will no longer forget the content of the auditing subject. So that's why I'm giving this advice as early as possible. Start doing whatever I'm going to tell you from today itself. So I'm going to talk about the proper way of revision. We are all revising wrong, my dear students. We all have so many misconceptions about revision. All that I'm going to address it. And in this session, I'm going to tell you one smart revision approach which you can follow and which will help you to retain the content for a very long period of time. See, first let me address one of the most common. How you guys are doing the revision, I will tell you. Everybody, most of the students will be able to resonate with whatever I am saying. So what you all will be currently doing when I say, when you think of revision, what exactly you are doing, I will bring it before you. And I do think that many people will resonate. Why? Because you are all committing the same mistakes. First mistake when you do the what you think about the revision is, so generally what our approach will be like when we start preparation. Say if I take the example of this CA inter audit itself. So if you take the preparation part, so first what we do is we start our preparation. Say for example, if I take you to the index, just give me 1 minute, I will have to go back to the index here. Just I wanted to illustrate, right? So if you see here, I have the index. These are all the chapters which you are required to cover for CA inter. But if you are a CA final audit student, you will have even more. So definitely 100% undoubtedly there is a large amount of content which you have to cover, that too in a limited amount of time. I do personally agree to that fact. Now what is the thing which we generally follow? What we students generally do is, say for example, I will start first chapter, introduction to audit. I will prepare for this chapter. I will learn to the classes. I will prepare for the chapter. Then once I complete that chapter, introduction to audit, now I will keep it aside. I will forget about it. I will not revisit it. So I will complete the introduction to audit chapter. I have put all the efforts, some 2 hours, 3 hours of time I have spent. I have learned every content. I have understood every content. So I'm very comfortable with the topic. Then I proceed further with the next chapter. Now say for example, you have proceeded with the nature, objective and scope of audit chapter. Now for this chapter also you put efforts. Say for example, some 7 hours, 8 hours of time you are putting, learning all the content, memorizing all the content. So you are very comfortable with the topic. Then you proceed further with the third chapter. So like that, what you do is you go by chapter, you will try to complete each and every chapter, and you will not even give a thought about revising. Let me revisit before I go for the fourth chapter. Why can't I revisit first, second and third chapter once? No, we will not do that. So we always have, see, everybody will start with good intentions. So definitely you also as a student, you want to learn so much of content. You want to proceed with the next chapter. You want to learn the content from the next chapter. Very good guys. Excellent. Your attitude is very, very good. But what here important thing you are missing is, so first you will try to cover the content of all the chapters. Now somewhere halfway around here, or some students, what they will do is once they complete all the chapters, then they will once again revisit the previous chapters which they have ignored it long ago, and they will think that it is a revision. No, my dear students. Why? Because by the time you are going, that means once you have completed all the content, and by the time you, at that point of time, if you go and try to revise the previous chapter, let me tell you one thing, you are not doing revision there, you are doing one more round of preparation. You are doing one more round of preparation. Don't call it revision, okay? See, we all get the meaning of the revision wrong. So we feel that revision means once we complete all the portion, then I will try to revise it. No, guys. Revision is something which has to be done when the content is still in your brain. Revision is something which has to be done when the content is still in your brain. When you have forgot everything and then if you want to recollect it, then you are not doing revision, my dear friends. You are doing another round of preparation. Don't do it. So revision is something which should happen on a cumulative basis. Revision is something, the proper revision, the good revision will be such a revision where you are recollecting the things when the things are still running in your brain, not when you have forgot everything. So what one simple suggestion I will tell you is, do something called revision on a cumulative basis, which means, like say for example, if you have completed the first chapter, introduction to audit, so before you go for the next chapter, what you should do, come back, revisit the first chapter, revise the first chapter, then proceed with the next chapter. Then if you have completed second chapter also, what you do, come to the, before you go for the third chapter, try to recollect the first and second chapters once. You might think that, sir, it will take a lot of time now, but no, I am telling you no. When the revision will take a lot of time is when you have forgot everything, then if you want to revise it, it will take definitely hell a lot of time. But when the content is still in your brain, if you try to revise it, let me tell you, you will complete the revision in a very short amount of time. If you don't believe it, you try it out for one chapter. That is the only way we can do multiple revisions, guys. That is the only way we can do multiple revisions. Why? Because so long the content in your brain, revision just like that, you can complete it. Within a span of 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you could revise the entire chapter. So if you have completed first chapter, second chapter, third chapter, then before you go for the fourth chapter, try to revise the 3 chapters. Now you will say, sir, for example, if I have completed 6 chapters, if I'm coming to 7th chapter, now you are telling I have to revise all the 6 chapters before I proceed further with the 7th chapter. It might take a lot of time. No, sir. Okay. If you are feeling in that manner, So what I will say is once in every week or once in every week. So let us follow this schedule. You keep it in this manner. Every 1 week, you try to allocate the time for revision. Don't rush in a hurry for learning the new content once in every 3 days or once in a week. You allocate 1 hour of time, or you allocate some 2-3 hours of time for each subject, not for learning the new content, but for revising the content, whatever you have learned. At least reserve a slot every week. So revision is not something which you have to postpone it to the end. Do it on a cumulative basis. So better if you could do it in a cumulative basis, like completed first chapter before you proceed with the second chapter, revise the first one. Completed 3 chapters before you go with the fourth one, try to revise cumulatively the first 3 chapters. But if you feel that, sir, this method might not work for me, it will kill a lot of my time, then what I would suggest you is once in 3 days or once in 7 days, you dedicate certain amount of time only for revision, not for learning the new content. Okay, so this is number one you have to do. So don't delay the revision, do the revision along with your preparation. That is the only way by which you can do multiple revisions, my dear students. And one more misconception I want to address, one more mistake which many students will do when they are doing revision. See, I often see the people doing that. When I say, if I expect a student, if I ask the student, boss, how do you revise? What he will say, sir, if I have completed one chapter, if I want to revise the chapter, what I will do is, I will open my book. I will open the book. I will go through each and every concept. I will read once again thoroughly each and every concept. My dear friend, that is not revision. My dear friend, that is definitely not revision. Revision is not something which you have to do, which you have to open the book and go through each and every line or read a summary of that. That is not revision. Revision should happen by closing the book. Revision should happen by closing the book. Okay, so you have to you should try to recollect it from your mind. If at all you are getting stuck somewhere, then you have to open the book and recollect it. So it is not like, don't say that in the name of revision you are opening and reading each and every line. That is not revision, my dear students. Revision should happen by closing the book. So close the book, close your eyes if you feel comfortable, and try to recollect the things. If you are getting stuck somewhere at one particular point, that you need to go back and open the concept. See, I will tell you one simple approach which I have followed. The approach which I have followed, which personally helped me a lot to get qualified in all exams in my first attempt. And even the approach which I have followed, it has helped me to secure 2 times an All India rank. I will tell you the approach which I used to follow, especially for theory papers, what I used to do. So what I used to do is, whenever I start reading for subject, say for example, if I am reading a concept from this theory paper, let us say I am reading this particular concept. So this thing I'm reading, okay? So now what I will do is, at the time of preparation itself, what I will do is, from every sentence, I will try to pick a few words which will make me recollect the entire sentence. From every sentence, I will try to pick a few words by which I can recollect the entire sentence, entire line I will be able to recollect. Such as sentences, I am going to pick them up. Like if you see here, so here if you have, so here there are a few points. If you have to express your opinion, before expressing opinion, you have to ensure that financial statements would not mislead anybody. This concept I am reading. So here I have 6 points. Okay. So now what I used to do is, whenever I am reading, so I used to make one summary. Some 1 or 2 words I used to write it, which will make me recollect the entire sentence. See, that all depends on person to person. I can't give you uniform structure. It all depends, depending on your understanding, depending upon your interpretation. From every sentence, you would be able to find some combination of words which will make you recollect the entire sentence. So what I personally used to do when I used to prepare is, I used to take a piece of paper. I used to take a bunch of A4 papers. And what I used to do is, whatever that words are there, whatever that combination of words is there, which will make me recollect the entire content, which will make me recollect the entire sentence, that words I used to write it, not scribble it like some rough thing and all. I used to write it. I used to write them on a piece of paper. So like that, if I have 6 points in the answer, I used to write that 6 keywords, which will make me remember all that 6 lines. And I used to store them. For every chapter, I used to have one set, and I used to store them. Now, once I am done with my preparation, so once I'm done with all my preparation, now I have to revise, right? And definitely I used to follow that thing of revision simultaneously. I used to do multiple revisions. And if you are our student, if you are attending our classes, we are already doing something called test series. We are already running from this attempt something called test series, where you are forced to do revision, cumulative revision. Why? Because for 25% syllabus, we are conducting one exam. For 50% syllabus, we are conducting one exam. So we are already running the test series, which will force you to collect and recollect and revise the content. So but whatever it is, let us all keep that aside. So if you come back to my approach, so what I used to do is, once I am done with all my preparation, when I sit for revision, so first, as I have told you, I will not open anything, I will not open any book, I will not open any paper. I will try to recollect the things from my brain. List of concepts I used to write. So what are the concepts are there? What are the list of all the concepts in the chapter? Just headings I used to write. So I used to just have that piece of paper and I used to recollect. If at all I am getting stuck somewhere during my revision, if I get stuck somewhere, then I don't directly open the material. I used to open that summary, whatever I have prepared. That keywords I have written on a piece of paper. No. So first, without looking at anything, I used to revise. But if I get stuck somewhere in my revision, then first directly I will not open the material. I will try to recollect. I will try to revisit that point from that short notes, whatever I have prepared. So there I would have written, say for example, I am able to recollect all the 5 points, but last point I am unable to recollect. I will not open the material. What I will do, this summary notes I will open and I will try to remember, I will try to recollect what is the keyword from that. So by looking at that keyword, I will be able to remember the entire sentence. But sometimes what will happen is, by looking at the keyword also, if the things are not striking me, then I will reopen the material and I will try to recollect that particular point. See, I am telling you, if you got stuck at one point, for one point, if you have opened the book and you have revised it, next time you will not forget the same point. Next time you will not forget the same point. You might get stuck at some other point, but the same point you will not forget it again. So this is what the approach I have personally followed. This is how the revision should happen. Not by looking, not by reading each and every line, not by thoroughly giving a glance of all the concepts. That is not revision, my dear students. That is not going to help you out. That is unnecessarily wasting your time and energy. So this is how you are supposed to do that revision in a smart manner. And try doing it since you are very far away from the exam, since you are attempting for the Jan 26 examination. Just now you might have started the preparation. Do the process right, make the process right, start doing this kind of activities from today itself. Definitely, I am telling you, you will observe the change. So guys, I want to bring to your attention one single point here. If you have already followed a process, if you have already put some kind of efforts, but you did not clear the examination, if you have put some efforts, if you have followed some process, but if you did not clear the examination, then you have to rethink your process. Then you have to realize that whatever you have followed, that might not be working for you. Doing the same thing in the same manner and expecting the different results, that will not happen, my dear friends. So if you want better results, if you want to change the results, you have to make changes to your process and procedures, whatever you are following. Okay, so once again, remember, doing the same thing in the same manner again and again will not give you same result. If you want a new result, if you want to change the outcome, change your process and start doing it now as early as you could, so that you will not suffer in the future. So simple 2 points: don't delay the revision till the end of the preparation. Try to do it on a cumulative basis, chapter after chapter. You can do it. If you are not feeling that comfortable about it, allocate a time every week, one particular slot where you will do only revision instead of preparing for the new content. Okay, so and also second thing, don't revise it by opening the book. Just try to recollect it without looking at anything. If you are getting stuck somewhere, then open the material and recollect the point. The same point, you will not forget it again, my dear friends. Okay, so this is what I wanted to bring it before you. That's all. So just follow these instructions carefully. You will never come back and say to me, sir, I am forgetting the content. You will not say it again. Okay, so that's all for this video. Take care. All the very best for your upcoming examination. If you have any concerns, if you have any doubts, you can feel free to reach out to me. You can comment in the comment box below. I will try to reply it back. My contact details are also there in the description. Kindly feel free to WhatsApp us. We will definitely get back to you. Take care, my dear students. Bye.